Good morning. Happy Sunday morning to each and every one of you. I've got to be honest, I think Sunday morning is my favourite morning of the week. Well into the weekend, nice and chilled. It is absolutely pouring down here in the West Country there, guys. What's it like where you are? Drop a comment in. Let me know what the weather is like. Always a good little icebreaker. But good morning, guys. I hope everyone slept well, or if you haven't been to bed yet, I hope everyone is having a fantastic day or evening. Tottenham Hotspur, here we go. Another day. They haven't ruined our weekend now, have they? Without playing. Sometimes it's nice when Spurs don't play at the weekend. Got to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan because I do find it a bit boring. But I watched a bit of football yesterday, watched a bit of the FA Cup. Anyone see Ollie Skip's overhead goal? Woo! Nice finish from Ollie Skip there. Um, Watched the Newcastle game last night, dismantling Villa in that second half. And yeah, just watched the football. Some weird calls in that game. That penalty that wasn't given for handball, and he give it outside the box. It was like 3 foot inside the box. Crazy. And this is, I guess, why we have VAR. I am waffling, guys. I don't know why. Good morning. Let me have a sip of tea. So, Igor Tudor is, of course, the new Tottenham Hotspur interim manager, head coach, whatever you want to call him. He is here for the final 12 Premier League games of the season, and however many games we have in the Champions League, whether that be 2, 4, 6, or maybe 7. Unlikely, of course. But how's he going to do? He 100%. He needs to get these players up and ready, and the players need to respond to him because I do think. And listen, Frank wasn't anywhere near good enough. There's no doubt about that. Frank wasn't anywhere near good enough, and nor was the previous manager. I don't want to keep going on about previous managers, but neither of them were good enough. But there is no doubt about it. In my opinion, a lot of these players threw managers under the bus because they didn't want to play for them. And it happened with Frank, it seems. That's what seems to be coming out. And it's going to be interesting to see whether these players respond to this new manager. Because if they do, and suddenly we look like a different team, I don't put that down on new manager. I put that down on the players deciding actually we'll play for this guy, which I find really disappointing because you know what? These these players, it's World Cup year. It is World Cup year. A lot of these players are going to be playing in the World Cup in the summer. And they've got to perform, right? Players like Jed Spence, great chance of going to the World Cup with England, but he's got to perform. No good doing what he's done over the last couple of weeks and moping around or playing it really casual. Players like Richarlison come back from injury now, probably going to get in the Brazilian squad because they're not that great a team at the moment. But, put the effort in, score some goals. Who knows? Solanke is ever, as unlikely as it is. If he goes on a run now, scores 10 goals in 12, he might have a chance of a World Cup squad place. You never know. And Mawani, of course, looking to go to the World Cup with France. He's done absolutely nothing for Spurs. He needs to step up, score a few goals, and he will probably get on the plane anyway. But it can always help, can't it? Some of these players, I think, really not playing for Tottenham, really don't care at the moment. And for me, that is a disgrace because Tottenham Hotspur is in our hearts, right? We love this club with everything that we have, and we want these players to perform. We want these players to turn up. And if you don't want to play for the club, ship the fuck out and leave. It's as simple as that for me. But Tudor's got a massive job. There's no doubt about it. 12 games, 12 Premier League games to save Tottenham. I think he will. I think Spurs will be fine. I don't see us being in any danger of going down, but you never know. You never know. A couple defeats and the teams around us win, and suddenly the pressure's on, and you just never know. There's a few things that's come out, and I will bring them up before we go any further. I read this today, and this is what Igor Tudor has said. We want to win. You can't go out there aiming for a draw. We take the field to win. You don't prepare matches to draw. Always nice to hear those kind of things. Kind of what you expect every manager to say that, though, right? But it is nice to hear. As far as the Pochettino goes, this is the man we think maybe comes in the summer. In my opinion, hopefully comes in the summer. And this is what we've heard. Of course, it was on the podcast I think it was last night or the night before. The night before, I think, the Whistle Blows podcast. Big up to the guys there, Billy T and Levinomics. And he says, I think there is more quality in the squad now than he had when he came before. Nobody knew of a generational talent, Harry Kane, on their hands until 6 months later. Loris wanted to leave. Jan was unhappy with Sherwood when he came in, and look what he did there. His view is he can do the same again, and I'm kind of with him. I'm kind of with him. You know, you got to remember when Pochettino come in, the club was a bit of a mess, and he did sort us out a lot of youngsters in there as well. I think if Pochettino comes in, it is all ifs, buts, and maybes because we have no idea at the moment, do we, of who is going to come in. Um, I think it'd be absolutely fine. I think we got to stop looking at the past as much as people say, you know, don't look at the past. We have got to stop looking at it. We've got to look to the future. We've got to look to the present. And I think Poch in the summer will be brilliant. And I think Tudor right now, I think he's the absolute manager that we need. From what I've seen of him, and I don't know too much about him, but from what I've seen of him, he looks like the manager we need right now. I'm not sure, thinking about it, whether Redknapp would have been, whether Sherwood would have been a good choice, just because they haven't been in the game for a long time. They haven't been in the game for a long time, and football changes quickly. Um, they might have got swallowed up. It is what it is. We have Tudor. Let's say hello to the chat. I've got to be honest, I'm knackered this morning. I think I stayed up a little bit too late last night, but it is all good. Um, let's say hello to the chat. Scott Colliver's in saying, hello, Nigel and chat. See how asleep I am, and I hadn't even brought the chat up. Scott Colliver says, hello, Nigel and chat. Good morning to you, Scott. I hope you're well, buddy. Rodney says, big up to all. Come on, you Spurs. Good morning to you, Rodney. Hope you're well, mate. Ghosted is in, as always, and big up, Nige. Big up to you, Ghosted. And here he is, the Cookmeister, saying, good morning, mate. Good morning to you, buddy. I will be redirecting you after the show to the 2 Mark show, so get over to them and smash a like and sub if you haven't to them. They're flying at the moment. A mammoth 3-hour show last night on the 2 Mark show. It was a good one, though. It was a good one. Ghost has said it's actually been refreshing to have a break from Spurs. Hopefully, we get the feeling back after the derby. Yeah, I kind of get what you mean. It's nice that they haven't ruined our weekend, isn't it? And you know, we all feel a little bit fresher now. Not only because Spurs haven't played, this new manager coming in. Interesting to see his first interview. I've not seen anything yet. I don't know whether any of you guys have seen an interview yet. I don't think he's had one yet. So it'll be interesting to see. Maybe something comes out today. Maybe we see something later. Um, it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do for sure. Ricky Villas in says, good morning, Nige. I think it wasn't bad for me, I don't think. Happy no footy Sunday, absolutely. And to you, my friend, I hope you're well. Have you got a show today at 11? If you have, guys, get over to there. Smash a sub and a like on his show for Ricky Villa. Does some great work. Always good shows on a Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Barbaric is in, saying, good morning, Nigel. I hope you're well, young sir. Smash the likes and subs, people. Help push this channel out there. Absolutely. Smash the likes and sub as you come in. Really would appreciate it. Alan's in from Tottenham Logic TV, another one to get over and smash a sub to. Doing great content out there. Saying, morning, mate. Still worried about the lack of options, but if Igor can get these guys motivated, then some of these players are good enough to get results. Bang on, mate. Absolutely couldn't agree more. You know, yes, options are short. There's no doubt about it. We haven't got a lot of options, and it's going to be interesting to see how he sets up the team against Arsenal. Of course, from what we see and what we read, he likes to play three at the back. Have we got enough players to play three at the back? Um, I don't know. We will see. It's all new to us, isn't it? We will see next weekend. But I think, if players can't get motivated for a new manager, if players can't get motivated for themselves, and if players can't get motivated for the fans, and if they can't get motivated for a World Cup year, then they don't need to be. Just give up football. Give up football. Go and do another job. Because, for me, a lot of it in any walk of life, in any job, is about motivation. Get yourself out of bed on a Monday morning. We all hate doing it, don't we? But you've got to do it to earn the pennies. And footballers, you need results, guys. Get out there and get results for us. Get results for yourselves, man. You don't want to have relegation on your CV as a manager or a player. Andrew saying, good morning, Nigel. Good morning to you, mate. I hope you're well. Barbaric saying good morning to Cookie. Andrew said the 2 Mark show, great show last night, Cookie. It was a good show. Went on longer than I thought, I must admit, but it was a good show. It flew by. And we had some great guests on. And yeah, it was a good laugh. It was a good laugh. Tottenham Logic saying, great to hear a manager saying he wants to win. Frank said we will lose. And that's again the difference. That's the difference, isn't it? And I know Frank was being honest, of course. Every team's going to lose, but as a fan, you don't want to hear that. You want to hear, someone who's got your team, someone who's got your corner, someone who's in control of the club you love, you know, giving it large, as Cookie would say, having it large. And Frank didn't do that. It looks like the new man, Tudor, will. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing what he could do. Baku says, unknown artist took your likeness. Henry Tudor left you relegated. Interesting words. Big up to you, mate. Big up to you. I hope you are well. Tottenham Logic said Paul Mitchell helped Poch massively as well. Well, Paul Mitchell is out of a job at the moment, as far as I'm aware, for what I heard last night. And get him back. Get him back. Why not? I think Paul Mitchell and Poch is the dream team. It really is. It's like the 2 Marks, the dream team. Get it done. Get it done. Finn says, can Tudor just get the wins we need out of the way ASAP so us poor Spurs fans can have our blood pressure levels back to normal. Bang on, mate. Yeah, get it done early. I'm not expecting too much from Arsenal, but if we can get a point against Arsenal, then beat Fulham, beat Palace, suddenly we can just be like, oh, okay, we can relax. We can relax a bit now. Hopefully that happens. But big up to you, Finn. Andrew Gregory saying it's that spice rum, Nige. It is. And it's still here. I need to take it back downstairs. Yeah, no more of that today. No more of that for sure. Wayne Bonner, big up to you, mate. Says, good morning, folks. Hope you're well. Tudor got a hell of a job to do in a limited time, but he will take care of business and get us up the league. Forest to go down, quite possibly. Yes, listen, I think we'll be fine. I really do. I think we do enough. I'll be honest, I think we do enough if anyone's in charge. I really do. I'm not panicking at the moment. I think we've got enough home games. Forest is an interesting one. I actually think it will be Leeds that go down as well. I think West Ham will be fine. I think I look at Forest teams, and I know they got some tough games, but I look at their team, their squad, and I think it's a pretty good team. And if this new manager, again, they've got a new manager as well, they get a bit of a bounce. I think Forest to be fine. I think Leeds might get dragged into it. I know Leeds have done well, but I think they might get dragged into it. Anyone but Spurs, right? I don't care who it is, as long as it's not Tottenham. Shamtan Zen said, good morning, Nige. I hope you are good today. I am very well, mate. I hope you are too. Guys, nearly 50 in the house. If you haven't subbed to the channel, please sub to the channel. Really would appreciate it. And if you haven't liked Please like. It is always so good to get these likes. Anywhere near 50 likes, it pushes you out to more people. Wayne Bonner says, as long as we finally play some decent attacking football, today is to do. You know what, mate? Listen, hey, we all want attacking football, right? This is what we want, Wayne. It's what are renowned for. Right now, I'll be honest, mate, I don't care what the football's like. I just want results. Just want results. It's all about winning the game. And you know, if we can get 3 or 4 wins early, then we can take the handbrake off maybe a little bit and play some good football towards the end of the season. For me, it's all about focus on staying up, and then next season we can look to next season, really attack next season with some bigger and hopefully good football. And whoever is in charge, I'm going to stop going on about the Argentinian in America now. Whoever we have in charge, hopefully gets playing some good football. Ricky Villa says, thanks, Nige. We have started doing it from 11:30, hoping to have a special guest on today from the past. And please come over and have a butcher's. Well, that sounds interesting, mate. I will definitely be having a butcher's. I will probably be in a cafe as always, but yeah, I will have a look, guys. I implore you, get over to Ricky at 11:30 on his channel. Smash a sub for him. Always does good stuff, and interesting to see who that special guest is today. Kate Zinn said, Nige, morning, love. Good morning to you, Kate. I hope you're well. Hope you slept good. Um, and Cookie saying hello to Bart Barrick. Ghost is saying the club needs to stick with a philosophy from the summer onwards. No more switching between attacking or defensive football. It leaves the squad unbalanced. Absolutely agree, mate. This is one of the major problems I think Spurs have, is that we keep swapping, right? We go from different managers, attacking managers to defensive managers, to managers that like playing with wingers, to managers that like playing with wing backs. We need to find that identity, find that philosophy, and stick with it. Whoever is in charge. Tottenham Logic saying, morning, 2 marks. Hope you're well. And the 2 marks saying, good morning to Alan. Guys, you guys need to get together, do something. 100%. Not in that way, but you know what I mean. Two Dance Soulful says, morning, Nige. Still so disappointed with some players throwing the towel in. I agree. Guys, what players do we think? What players do we think? Maybe not threw the towel in, but maybe just thought, nah, I'm not having this under Frank. What players do we think do that? I think we're all maybe guessing Spence a little bit, just because of that falling out on the pitch. I don't think Van de Ven's performances have shown that he's done that. Is there any players that we think maybe obviously threw the towel in? Or is it more of a team collective thing? It'd be interesting to hear your opinions, guys, as my voice goes. Ghost has said there's also no real pathway for the youth. This needs to be fixed ASAP. That's true as well, because we keep buying young players, don't we? And yeah, that needs to stop. We need some proper players for next season. Binny Guy's in saying our Lance is dull. Just need to add 2 more letters. Balance. Oh, I like it, mate. I like it. Yes, absolutely. 100% agree with you. Big up, Binny. And the 2 marks, remember, for 6 months. I didn't realize I was monetized for that long. Fair play. Big up to you, mate. And thank you always for your support. Thank you to everyone who's in it, who supports me. It really does mean a lot. And he says, smash the like button, people, sub to Nige. Absolutely. 56 in the house. We're having a nice chilled morning here on a Sunday morning. And I suspect there's no doubt a lot of people still fast asleep on a Sunday morning. I'm not one of them. I can't sleep in for whatever reason. Every morning, 7 o'clock, I am wide awake. Binny Guy said, good morning, lads, you troublemakers. Good morning to you. And Tottenham Logic says, if Igor Tudor wins 8 of the 12 games and gets to the semi-final of the Champions League, does he get the job over Poch? If not, what does he have to do? This is an interesting conversation. Kind of had a bit of this last night. I don't know. What do we think, guys? You have to give it to him, right? But again, it depends on what direction we want to go in. You know, does he play the kind of football that we want to see as Spurs fans? Are we going to be happy? Is he going to be the kind of manager if he loses a couple, the fans suddenly turn on him? You know, it's an interesting one. I'm of the opinion right now, Alan, that I will say no. We still get another manager in the summer. But when you're involved in that, you know, 8 from 12 wins in a semi-final of the Champions League, suddenly you might love this guy and you might think totally different. So interesting one. Guys, let me know what you think. Would you take him full time if he wins 8 out of 12 and gets us into a Champions League semi-final? Darren Rees says, morning, Nige. As I said on the Two Marks show last night, we will finish 13th and Arsenal will bottle the league. Big up to you, Darren. Said, mate, I would absolutely take that 100%. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? Nothing better than Arsenal bottling the league. You never know, they might do. They might do. Let's hope they do, guys. Smash a like, hit a subscribe if you haven't. I'm one sub away for 1,460. So it's always nice to round those tens off. So anyone who hasn't subbed, please sub. Big up to you, Barrett. I'm just going to call you Barrett because, you know, Laden Barrett. Laden Barrett, I don't know. Big up to you, mate. Big up to you. Says, hello, good morning from Croatia. Come on, Igor Tudor. Come on, Spurs. Great to see another Croatian in the chat. Big up to you, mate. We often get Machina Joe in as well. He's also Croatian. So, yeah, good to have some Croatian massive in here. So, big up to you, my friend. Tottenham Logic says Romero become petulant and frustrated under Frank, and Xavi always looked confused as to what is asked for him. Yep, I agree. I'm hoping that Xavi, you know, gets a little bit more freedom to do what he wants to do now under this new manager. But we will see. We will see what happens. Tudor Soulful said, not Leeds since the manager changed the formation. They've been really good. Yeah, they've not been bad. I'm just, I don't know. Who do we think then, guys? If not Leeds, I'm thinking Leeds, but I do agree they have looked half decent. If it's not Spurs, I'm guessing it's either West Ham, Forest, maybe Brighton, because Brighton are dropping like a stone as well. I think Palace will be all right. I think Spurs will be all right. I don't know. Let's see. Clan Cockney says he thinks he is going to bark at young Champagne. The Premier League players driving Lamborghini is laugh out loud. Listen, I don't know. This is the problem, isn't it? Too much money in the game. These players earn so much money. Do they really care if they're shouted at? Or, you know, I don't know. It's all got to be in there, isn't it? Their own heads. They've all got to want to do it. And hopefully with a new manager, they will want to do it. Big up to you, Clan Cockney. Not seen you in it before. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Finn says, I think there was definitely an issue between Frank and Jed Spence, but by the end, the team were playing for themselves and the fans rather than the coach. I agree. I do agree. And Daniel Booth is in. Big up to you, mate. Says, I think he will do enough to keep us up by 5 points. But clear from a CV, he is not long term yet. Listen, this is a manager that comes into teams and he never really stays long anywhere, does he? He's a manager that comes in, does a job, goes off somewhere else. He is a bit of a, I'm not going to call him a Sam Allardyce. Sam Allardyce was at Bolton for years, by the way, but towards the end, he was maybe a bit of a Neil Warnock of the world where, you know, he goes from teams, keeps them up and then moves on somewhere else. And this is what we need now, right? This is exactly what we need because we are in a spot, just a spot, bother. But I think within the next month, I think by the end, I was going to say the end of February, it's nearly the end of February now. I think by the middle of March, we'll be fine. We can relax. That's what I'm going with. Guys, how many games do you think he wins out of 12? I'm going to be bold and say, I think he wins 5 out of the 12 that we play. I think he'll win 5. I think he'll draw a couple, and I think he'll probably lose 5. And whereas that's not amazing, I think that would be more than enough to keep us in the Premier League. Probably get us up to around 15th place, maybe 14th. Who knows? Guys, let me know what you think. Actually, 5 wins would probably get us up to 12th or 13th, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think we'll be fine. I do think we'll be fine. Absolutely. Haven't got an issue at all. Ricky Villa says the new manager bank should see us through, but what happens after? It's clear Vinay and Lange are the joke and haven't had a Scooby what they are doing. Poor as usual. Yeah. What happens with these two? What happens with these two? Lange surely has to go, right? This is a guy about as incompetent as you can get at his job. Yet somehow I'd love to work for Spurs. If I worked for Tottenham, I would literally sit in the cafe all day, drinking coffee, eating cake with a pad in front of me, and every now and again write something down. I feel like that's all Ange does. He probably doesn't have to have as much cake as me, but I feel like that's all he does. He just sits around with a cup of coffee, an espresso, something like that, with his feet up in his office, and every now and again, it's like probably stupid glaze on his face. And every now and again, he's just like, "Oh, yeah, I better do something, I suppose." And they click on and do something, and then they get distracted with Facebook or something. It just feels like he does nothing. And Vinay, again, what a stupid appointment. He came from Arsenal. That should have been all we needed to know. Gavin Young says we will have to get at least 5 players in to replace the outgoers Polinia, Moani, Romero, Richarlison, and Vicario, and maybe Van der Ven just to start with. Well, Gavin, big up to you, mate. I'm really hoping we keep Polinia. I'm really hoping we buy him in the summer. I think we need a player like that in the squad. We need a player like that in the team. 100% the squad, though. He is the kind of player you not build teams around, but you need that grit, that determination, that glue. I really hope we keep Polinia. Mawani, Romero, Richarlison, Vicario, get them out. Get them out. I don't care if they're sold. I really don't. But I agree. We need at least 5 players to replace the outgoers, and then we probably need another 5 or 6 players just to make the team and the squad stronger. Massive summer ahead. Are Tottenham going to back whoever's in charge? Man, there's so much going to be happening this summer, and we've got to obviously find out what division we're going to be in first. I think we'll be fine. Daniel saying 4. I think yeah, four wins will keep us up. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Sticks in the house and morning Nige. Let's hope these players are up for a fight and not think about the summer move away. Too many want out. Yeah, I agree, mate. I think there's a lot of players who probably want out of this club right now. Um, Whether they get it or not is another question. Thank you to the one person who has subbed to put me up to 1,460. Really do appreciate it. 80 of you are now in the house. Keep smashing that like, hitting that subscribe if you haven't. I really do appreciate you all tuning in on a Sunday morning. I know there's better things to do with your time. You could be, I don't know, there probably isn't. Let's be honest, you're up on a Sunday morning like me. So it is what it is. Tottenham Logic says, I think he wins 5, which means West Ham need to win 7. So should be enough. Yeah, regardless of the kind of form West Ham are on now, we can't really see them winning 7 of their last 12, can we? I mean, that would be a run. That's almost like Champions League title winning run. So yeah, I think if we win 5 out of 12, and let's go through the 5, I think we win, or we've got a chance of winning. I think we win, or we've got a good chance of winning. Palace at home, Brighton at home, Leeds at home, Forest at home. There's 4 straight. Everton at home. Sorry, Machina Joe, if you're in. That's 5 wins there. That's 5 possible wins. Probably won't win all of them. Then you look at Wolves away. There's 6. Fulham away. Again, tough game because we never do well. But there's 7 games that are at least winnable. And if we win 3 of them and draw 4, or win 3 and draw 1, you know, no, win 3 and draw 3, then that's enough as well. So I think I just don't see us going down at the moment. I really don't. Ask me again in a month, I might change my mind, but I don't see us going down. Daniel Booth says with a few draws, yeah, I think we draw a few. I do think we draw a few, but I 100% think we'll be okay. Kate Rixon says, Nigel, need to get these clowns out of the club. Vinay bored and the wet lettuce lounge out. No confidence in them. Load of shite. I agree. I agree. They are two of the worst. Lange should have been sacked last season. I can't believe why he was given another season. And Vinay just hasn't done the job he is supposed to do as yet. That may change, of course, but as yet, for me, Lange is the most important one. Get him out, get him gone, and it's just so disappointing, isn't it? We spent all last summer building up, this great like new board. Levy went and this new look board that everything was going to be fantastic, and it's just imploded on itself. And we look more of a mess than we did when a certain Daniel Levy was here. Um, it's depressing. It really is. Phil Coys is in. Big up, Phil Coys. I hope you're well, mate. It says, morning, Nige. As long as Tudor can improve the players' toughness and mentality, that will be enough to get us through. Absolutely agree, mate. It is all about that mentality for me and toughness. We've got a battle now. We've got a battle on our hands, and we have to battle for those 3 points. It's not just a question of turning out. We're Tottenham Hotspur. We're all over these teams. We have to really put the effort in. The football's not there. My voice is going, and Tottenham need to start working harder and getting results. No doubt about it. Big up to you, Phil. Paige is in, said, morning, peeps. I think Tudor gets you 3 to 5 wins. I'd probably agree. With you now. Yeah, I think 3 to 5 should be enough to keep us up. We will see what happens. Paul Edwards said the two of them can go. None of them have a clue. In agreement. I really am. I think every Spurs fan are in agreement with that. Guys, don't forget, please smash that like, hit that subscribe button. Nearly 90 of you in the house here. And yeah, happy Sunday morning to each and every one of you. If you haven't subbed, a sub would be much appreciated. And who can I see out there as I catch up on the chat and lose my place? I will be there in a sec, guys. Terrell's in. Big up, Nice, and big up to you, Tara. I hope you're well, mate. Guys, if you haven't, always good to sub to every single channel. And Terrell's a top bloke, even though he is a gooner. Get over to there and smash a sub for his channel. Really would appreciate it. I think smaller channels all have to come together and support each other because we all want to be big, right? We all want to be up there one day. One day, that's the dream. Tottenham Logic says there is zero accountability for Lange. We are dropping like flies with him leading recruitment. All he knows is how to do is sign 17-year-olds, and he doesn't get all of them right either. I agree, mate, 100%. Are there any like free transfers? Anyone's out of contract or anything we could bring in just for the last couple of months? I know Sterling went to final, didn't he? But are there any more that we could maybe get in as an extra number if we were to get any more injuries? I don't know. But he's left us in a right old shit show, isn't he? We are a mess with, he should have brought in more players. James says Lange is a specialist in failure. He never misses the opportunity to fail in the most monumental of ways. We have to do better. I agree. But he keeps getting jobs, mate, doesn't he? He keeps getting jobs. He failed at Villa. There was 17th when he left. He's come to us, and look where we are, and look where Villa are. Says it all. The guy is not good enough. He needs to go. And how we can all see it and how Spurs can, I don't know. All I can say, he must be magical with his words inside his job. He must know exactly what to say because I just don't know how he's still got a job there. Finn said apparently Tudor's playing philosophy is if you don't run, you don't play. So hopefully we see that last static midfield where the players are just waiting for something to happen. Well, I agree. Yeah, players need to run, but didn't Frank say that every game? The players, I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do an accent like Mr. Butler. I can't do the accents. It is what it is. We will see. Lookman says, hi everyone. Big up to you, mate. I hope you are well. I hope you're doing well on this Sunday morning. Ricky Villa says, that is another mental thing, not signing Polina unless his wages are astronomical. It's a no-brainer. As a pop-up comes up on my computer. Lange is a diff. I mean, yes, yeah. I'd agree, definitely agree with the first bit. It is a no-brainer. I don't understand. I would have done it in January, but who knows? Who knows? 43 ANGK says Tudor need to gain the respect of the players or else it's over. You know what? I do, yeah, partly, but I actually think the players need to respect this guy or it's over. You know, it's Tudor. If I was him, I'd go in there with a rocket and I'd be like, listen, guys, you're close to going down here. This is embarrassing. You play for Tottenham Hotspur, the greatest team in the land, and you are going to go down as some of the worst players to ever play for this club if this club go down. Pull your fingers out your ass. If you don't, you're not getting paid. Simple. Can you do that? I'm not sure you can, but you know. Gavin Young says we also need to teach the players how to pass to each other. Yeah, they don't seem to know how to do it, do they? There isn't. I just think they're so devoid of confidence at the moment that they can't do anything right. We will see what happens over these last 12 games. Cookie says 84 in the morning and growing. Come on, people, like and sub for Nige. Yes, we've just passed 90 in the house. So it is so important to hit that like and hit that subscribe button. Spurs Rule 44 said Brighton and Wolves. We never get anything. We don't, for whatever reason. Um, but Brighton at home, I know we lost last season, but it was right at the end of the season. We did have a bit of a hangover. Um, I'd expect us to beat Brighton at home this season. I don't know how you feel, guys. Brighton are just as bad as us at the moment, and I think we will pick up enough. Wolves, I agree, for whatever reason. At Wolves, we are terrible. I mean, we're terrible at home to Wolves as well. But again, they're near the bottom of the league for a reason. I know we are, but I'm not saying we're going to win the games. I'm just saying they're winnable games. Whereas, you know, maybe Arsenal, maybe Liverpool, they're not so winnable. Um, I think we've got more winnable games and losable games. Let's just put it that way. Wayne, the Spurs crusade, big up to you, says we will never see a different Moani under this manager. A re-energized one. We will see a different. Maybe. I'm hearing conflicting reports, mate. I'm hearing conflicting reports. Some people saying he worked Moani, you know, he worked under this manager and he scored lots of goals. I'm hearing other people say that the manager didn't fancy him. So I don't know. We're going to see, aren't we? We're going to see, but we definitely need something from Moani. Hasn't scored a Premier League goal yet, so we are desperate. Desperate. Lookman says he needs 9 draws. I'd take 9 draws and 3 wins. That would be fantastic. Um, Listen, there's going to be an interesting 12 games, that's for sure. Spurs Rule says maximum 2 wins, and we will need a lot of draws to stay up. Yep, I think we get them. I do think we get them. I don't think we're in any danger of going down as yet. Like I say, I might change my mind in the next couple of weeks, but right now, I think we're fine. Tottenham Logic said, if we win all 12, do we get Europa League? Man, if we win all 12, I mean, that's some going, isn't it? I don't see us winning all 12. I know you're being sarcastic, mate. But would we get that'd be 36 points, wouldn't it? It will certainly push us up in and around that place. Maybe top 9, maybe 8th, 9th. I don't know. Maybe. Kate says we need to buy some quality in. Too many mediocre players. And I'd sub twice to you. All mine went off. Sub again on Friday, but it's all good now, lovely. Thank you. I do appreciate you. I really do. I appreciate every single person who is in here this morning. Like I say, that there are better things to be doing. But why not just sit and listen to my fumbling as you have a cup of coffee in the morning? It is, I mean, I do it, right? I have to do it. So I have to listen to myself. So there you go. But big up to you, Kate, and thank you. Queen Eddie says, big up, Nige. Always a pleasure. Hoping you on Pure Coys channel. Thank you very much, Queen Ellie. I think I made sense of that. It is early. It is early. But big up to you, Ellie. And yeah, enjoyed streaming with you last night. It was fun. Lots of fun. Tottenham Logic says 10 more likes to hit 50. If it happens, then Tottenham will beat the Gooners. So hit those likes, people. Yeah, it's all about, listen, if you don't get me up to 50 likes, we've lost. And then it's your fault, guys. So hit that like button. It is so important. It's weird. is weird. The algorithm is weird on YouTube. You have to hit a certain amount of likes, and if you do, it almost like it releases your video out to more people. Um, Otherwise, people don't see it and they don't come in, and yeah, you don't grow. So just hitting that like, which is totally free, is much appreciated. Darren says, when you look at it, Lange left Villa, Vinay left Arsenal. Look at how they are doing. They need to go and bring proper football people in. I agree. And how about bringing Tottenham people in, right? People that get the club, you know? Why not try that? Nothing else is working, right? So why not try that? I'm not talking about, a CEO necessarily bringing in, no good Michael Dawson rocking up as the CEO, is it? But bring people in who understand football and understand Tottenham. They don't necessarily have to have worked for Tottenham before, but just know football that well, that know how Tottenham and the DNA and how we are made and what we want as fans and what we want as a club. They won't do that though. They won't do that. It's all about how much money they can make. And that's why, for me, it's so stupid because these clowns at the top, these businessmen, don't realize if they've got a great football team on the pitch, they're going to make so much more money. They're going to make so much more money. But it's that old saying, isn't it? Speculate to accumulate. They won't speculate. So we are kind of stuck at the moment. Finn says it could be the perfect time for the North London derby. Arsenal have only won 2 of the last 6 and didn't play great against Brentford. Maybe nerves creeping in a bit. It's lovely to see, mate, isn't it? And of course, they have Wolves, I think, on Wednesday night away, which will be a tough game. And if they were to get a result there, and Wolves were to beat them, wow, the pressure really is on. City, of course, play before. If City win, then suddenly the pressure's on Arsenal. It'd be interesting to see how Arsenal deal with the pressure these last couple of months. Still massive favourites for me to win the league, but it is quite fun watching Arsenal get a little bit nervous. Kate says, Nige, Lange is stealing the living out of this club. I agree. I'd love his job. I would love his job. EB2D says, morning. What happens if things get worse with Tudor? Do they sack him? Again, we had this conversation last night. I don't think they can. Sure, it depends, isn't it? If we lose 6 in the next 7 and draw 1, then maybe we have to change it again, right? For the last 5 games. But then I think if that was to happen, I would just think it would be high ticket, wouldn't it, for the rest of the last 5 games? Say if we lost 6 in a row or 5 in a row, and the club were like, no, this isn't working. It would be Johnny Heitinga for the last 6 or 7 games, you would think. But yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen, Hopefully that doesn't happen. The president said, big up, Nigel, and everyone in the chat. Always look on the bright side of life. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's Sunday morning. I was going to say the sun is out. The sun's most definitely not out. It's pouring down, but it's Sunday morning. I've got a cup of tea. I'll be going to the cafe in a bit for a coffee and a bit of cake, a bit of people watching. Yeah, it's all good. Did everyone have a good Valentine's Day last night? Did everyone get what they wanted? If you know what I mean. I hope you all did. If you're in relationships, if you're single like me, I hope you just had a nice chilled evening. No drama. I don't have to buy anything. No pressure. Just the way I like it. Queen Ellie says, we win all 12 knives. Arsenal lose all 12. We finish above the South Londoners by 8 points. Come on, you Spurs. Hope is still there. Hope is still there, Ellie. And then she says, Lange is going to be booted out, I am sure. I think there's a good chance he will be. Maybe probably at the end of the season, right? Guys, what do we make of... My mind's gone blank. What do we make of the booing? Right, because I understand the booing. We're really unhappy with the football under Thomas Frank. What do we make of it now, though? Surely, as a club and as a fan base, we now have to get behind this team, right? We have to get behind this team for the last 12 games and not be booing at halftime, no matter how frustrated we are. We've got to do our bit. We've really got to sing now for these players on the pitch. Really get behind them and try to keep us up. This isn't now on, fine, you have a go at the board still, absolutely. But I think the players and the manager, we have to try and get behind as much as we can. I know how frustrating it can be, but hopefully we will. Hopefully we will. Let's see what happens. The pressers don't care about this season, to be fair. I just want to see the fire sale at Spurs this summer. It's going to be interesting, mate, isn't it? To see who stays, who goes. I'll be honest, I don't care. I don't care who stays. I don't care who goes. I'm at that point where I have no affiliation to any player. The only player I have any affiliation to is the one that's been out all season, and that's James Maddison. I love Paulinho as well, by the way, but he's not even a Spurs player. So, I don't know, guys. I don't really care who we sell. It's going to be interesting to see, though, for sure. Shemtan says that we definitely need to beat Palace, Forest, and Leeds. Those three are musts. Absolutely. Absolutely. We need to win all three ideally, but if we can win two of them and draw the other, that wouldn't be too bad. Um, that's where we are as a club, isn't it? Tottenham Hotspur. You look at those fixtures, yeah, we win all three. Now I'm like, I take a draw in one of them. It kind of says where we are as a club currently. Two Darn So Forth says, I'm sick of hearing that managers need to bend over backwards for oh so precious players. Laugh out loud. I agree. I agree. For me, there's just too much money in the game. Back in my day, they would, they get clipped around the bloody ear, smack around the head, get on with it. You just can't do that anymore, can you? 43 Ange K says, let's see if the players are still pissed with the board for sacking Daddy Ange. The game this week will be the barometer for the following games. Coys hit the like. Absolutely, it will be. It will be. We have to try and start well. I think for me, result isn't everything. I know results are everything, but the Arsenal game's a massive ask. No matter what we say, Arsenal are, I hate to say it, really good. And we're really, really not good. So for me, performance, if we can get a point, that would be absolutely amazing. Put us on a good run towards the end of the season. But yeah, absolutely agree with you, mate. Guys, hit that like, hit that subscribe if you haven't. Simon Cohen says, morning, Nige. Good morning to you, Simon. I hope you're well, my friend. I hope you are well. And 43, Ange K said, the players hold all the cards now. They absolutely do. They absolutely do. And that's the depressing thing, isn't it? Is that the players do hold all of the cards. The Prez is saying, as I've just got a text, which is always good to get a text when you're in the middle of a show. The Prez is saying, big up 43, and if players are throwing a strop just because of influence, then each other needs to be sold. I agree, mate. Absolutely 100%. Guys, thank you so much. 50 likes. If we can continue smashing those likes, it'd be much appreciated. I have lost where I am in the chat. There I am. The two marks shown. Saying good morning to Phil. Jimmy's in. Big up, Nige. Good morning. Big up to you, Jimmy. I hope you're well, mate, on this Sunday, wet and wild Sunday morning. Ghost has said, the question I've been asking myself is who is coming in with Tudor? Surely he wants his own people, not Frank's. I don't know, mate. I don't think Frank's people are going to leave. I think most of them will stay to the end of the season. What do we think? I don't know whether Tudor's that kind of manager. A bit like Ange, where he's just come in. It's like, I don't care, just hire people. He didn't ever bring his own people in, did he? Maybe Tudor's the same. We will see. Machina Joe is in. Big up to you, buddy. It says, I want him to win all 12 and then win the Champions League too. That would be lovely. That would be lovely. But then it means us beating Everton last game of the season, mate. It's going to be interesting to see what happens if anything close to that happens. Will be interesting. Tudor So Forth said Lange was sacked by Villa. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we need to sack him as well. Hopefully we will. And Ghost has said Machina Joe is fully Coys again. Yeah, I think Joe is a secret Spurs fan. I really do. I think yeah, it is what it is. I don't blame you. Everton are a good side as well. Everton historically are a great club. I can remember me growing up in the 80s. Everton always had a good team. Kevin Sharp was Graham Sharp, and Sheedy, one of my favourites, great left foot, Sheedy. You know, Peter Reid, Ratcliffe. There's some top players, Neville Southall in goal. Um, but yeah, Everton now, sadly, not the team they were. The press saying big up to the Cookmeister. And when the Spurs crusade said the fans have an expectation of where we should be, the reality is completely different. This is why they were booing. Yeah, listen, hey, I haven't got a problem with the booing. What I've got a problem with now is we are in a shit streak, and I think we all need to help each other. Yeah, it's just what I'm saying as a fan. I don't think booing's going to help going forward. You know, we've got rid of the manager. He's gone. It's time just to get behind the team for 12 games. I get it. That's probably not going to happen, right? If we're playing crap, still the fans are going to boo, and I get it. I'm just asking as a fan. Maybe it is time just to try and get behind this team, just for the final 12 games, you know, and see what happens. Ghost is saying Van der Ven is my favourite player at the Mo. If not for him, we would be an 18-year trophy drag plus a relegation battle. Yeah, that clearance off the line in the Europa League final was legendary, right? It will go down in history. And he was part of the reason why we won that trophy for sure. Um, the press says a shoe out of nowhere. Queen Ellie says we're in deep shit if we lose big again to the Gooners. I think he'll play Eze and Odegaard and Havertz. Arteta played preferred players are injured, and I feel it won't bode well for morale. Well, Eze has done the square root of nothing for Arsenal, has he? Apart from that hat trick against us, which is typically Spursy, typically Tottenham. But you know what? I think it's been a bad move for Eze because he hardly plays. And you're right, Queen Eddie. He probably comes in because of the injuries they have. Um, let's see what he does. He'll probably do the business against us again. But you know, would you go for him again in the summer? If there's a chance of getting Eze in the summer, would you go for him? Or has he made his bed? Should he lie in it? I don't know. I don't know. Still think he's a top player. Kate said, Nige, whose fault while we're in this mess is Lange? No effing transfers. Transfers in when we get an injury crisis might have woken Enoch up about relegation to buy decent players next season. And I think this is it, right? If we can stay up by hook or by crook, I think this is a massive wake-up call to Enoch. They really need now to realise that this club we're in a spot of bother. We really are in a spot of bother, and we need help. We really do. Guys, just over 100 of you in the house. Please keep smashing that like button. Hit the subscribe if you haven't as well. It is so important. Let's see if we can get 5 or 6 more subs before the end of the show. Barbaric Zen, just what I've just said. Keep smashing the likes and subs, people. Get over to the 2 Mark Show and do the same. Yes, I will be sending you over. The redirect is working today. Sending you over to the 2 Mark Show straight after this show. So get over and smash a like and a sub for them too. Machina Joe says we didn't boo at Goodison when we're fighting relegation. Our crowd noise was brutal. It was hell for the opposition. Lampard even beat high-flying Chelsea at Goodison to survive famous victory. And this is what I'm talking about, Machina. It's time now. We all got to unite to stay in the Premier League, right? You know, the fans need to do their bit. The players need to do their bit. The manager needs to do his bit. The staff, the board, we all need to pull in the same direction just for these 12 games. No matter how frustrated we are, we need to make White Hart Lane an absolute fortress for these last, 6 home games. So, you know, that's all I'm asking for. Ben saying, I won't be too concerned if we lose to the Gooners. I just want to see a good performance from the players, something to build on. I agree. It's all about performance against the Gooners. If we roll over, get our bellies tickled, get smashed 4-0, 4-1, won't be a good day to be a Spurs fan. We need a performance. Result is secondary in that one game. It is all about starting well. If we can get a point now, that would be absolutely fantastic. James, big up James, says in order to reach this level of elite sport, you need a certain mentality. I don't blame the players for the failings of the club hierarchy and their choice of manager. These players want to win. I don't know. Maybe they do want to win, maybe, but I haven't seen enough of it on the pitch. And yes, some of it down to the manager. Yes, some of it down to the board. Yes, players need to take a bit of blame as well, because if they did throw this manager under the bus, if they did stop playing for him, for me, that's down to the players. That's not down to the manager. You know, I haven't liked bosses that I've worked for over the years, but I've still done the job to my best ability because I didn't want to sack. Um, I think, yeah, mentality. I agree. It is all about mentality. I think these players need to do a little bit more on the pitch show for me. But big up to you, and great comment. Absolutely great comment. The press says big up Ghosted. The Van der Ven, who will he be at Barcelona next season with Lamau? I think there's a good chance Van der Ven leaves in the summer, which would be really disappointing. But like I've said, I've seen too many players come and go from this club over the last 45 years, too many managers. I don't care at the end of the day. I just want to see players that want to bleed lily white, that want to put their body on the line for Tottenham week in and week out. And Van der Ven does that. There's no doubt about it. I really hope he stays. But if he goes, he goes. We move on. It is what it is. Kate says, get like up to 59, get the subs up if you want that prick Lange out. Yes, guys, if you want Lange out, hit a like. If you want Lange out, then hit a sub. Just hit a like and sub. It's all good. He says, do you think Enoch will sell up at the end of the season? Mate, I don't. I'd love them to, but I don't see him selling up at all. Not at the moment. Not at the moment. I really don't. There's too much money in the club for them to sell up, isn't there? So I don't see them selling as yet, but who knows? We will see what happens. The two mark show says Duncan Ferguson. Yeah, another great Everton player. And that's the kind of player we love in Tottenham now, right? Someone who's just going to break a few jaws. Obviously, we don't want him getting sent off, but that kind of physical player. Queen Lady said Polina must be signed. He has been a revelation. I love him. Absolutely agree. I love him too. Absolutely the kind of player that we need at Spurs. He's been brilliant for us. I think so many of his, if you look at his bookings he's got this season, I don't think half of them are even fouls, let alone bookings. He gets treated so badly by the referees, in my opinion. 43, Ange K says we need to beat Arsenal, only a win. It's good. I love the difference of opinions here. I really do. I think, listen, a win would be amazing. I do think a lot of it is, for me, performance. You know, perform on the pitch, and win or lose, as long as we go out there, we're brave. We actually look like a team that wants to win, and we're not just powering in the corner. Then I will be pleased. For me, of course, North London derby, you want something out of it, don't you? And if we won that North London derby, man, I think we would start to fly, wouldn't we? I think the statue would already start being carved out of this new manager, Tudor. We will see what happens. John Stokes is in, said, morning, Nige. Good morning to you, John. I hope you are well, my friend. Big up to you, and thanks, as always, for all of your support. Machina Joe said, 1985, Everton was the best in Europe, mate. They were. It's a Cup Winners' Cup they won. I remember watching that game. Adrian Heath and the likes. Yeah, good times for Everton then. The press said the problem is the club don't learn how the fans, when the fans behave nice, they take it for a weakness. Agreed. Ghost is saying because by the time they're the level needed, they will probably just be sold anyway. Again, agreed. It is what it is, guys, isn't it? Guys, 116. We are growing slowly. Please smash that like, hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Jimmy says it's going to be very interesting to see how Tudor manages these players and gets some morale and confidence up. Don't know much about him, only from what I read. But we need a minimum of 3 wins and 2 draws. Bang on, mate. I agree. It's going to be really interesting to see what he does with this squad and how he manages them, right? Because so many of these players are stuck up their own arse. I'll be honest. I think they're full of themselves. They need to take some accountability, and hopefully Tudor can get into them. I don't even know what his English is like. I've been told it's very good. Probably better than mine, to be fair. But whether we can get a tune out of these players or not, I do not know. It's going to be interesting to see. Queen Ellie says our players have to step up to the plate and get Igor off to a great start. Minimum a draw versus the Scum. That would be a great result, a great start, wouldn't it, if he got a point. And John says, wouldn't go for Eze now. No, I don't blame you. I think he kind of made his bed there, didn't he? So it is quite funny seeing him struggle, even though he did, of course, score a hat trick against us, which at the time did hurt. Ghost is saying we already had enough Gooners at the club. That's a good point. That is a good point. He has crossed that line now, hasn't he? So, you know, you never come back from that. You never come back from that. Queen Ellie saying we had to make a clean break from Frank's lot, surely. It's going to be interesting because there's a lot of staff there that were Franks. I don't see it happening until the summer though, Queen Ellie. I really don't. And then maybe we will see a new team come in. But hey, so I might be totally and utterly wrong now. I have no idea. No idea at all. 43 Ange said, let's get to 100 likes and we beat Arsenal. Yes, smash a like if you want Tottenham to beat Arsenal in the North London derby. The press says any players that show any ability at Spurs would say run for the hills if you want any chance of establishing anything of note in football. Whereas I agree, mate. I agree, but I think so want us to change this attitude of Tottenham. You know, I think we're so down on ourselves sometimes that I think we need to we need to pick ourselves up. We need to pick ourselves up from the floor because, you know, the players are on the floor, the club's on the floor, the fans are on the floor. For me, we need to rise up and hopefully bring this club with us. The press said if the players want to win, they wouldn't join Spurs. We are European champions, mate. We are European champions. Don't forget that. Bob says, more than nice. Let's hope this guy does what Spurs employed him for. If Poch comes in, VDV and Romero will stay. I agree. I do think if Poch comes in, I think there's a chance Van der Ven stays. I think there's a chance Romero stays. But we will see. We have no idea. It wouldn't surprise me if the club went totally left field and went for a manager that we've never even heard of that plays really boring defensive football. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Wouldn't surprise me if Spurs did that at all. Queen A said, based on reports surrounding Frank sacking, several members of the team have left alongside him. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So that's interesting. That is definitely interesting. So maybe a lot of these people are leaving already. Maybe a lot of his team have left already. I don't know, guys. Keep smashing that like, hitting that sub. Had 10 subs so far this morning. Let's see if we can add a few more. Really do appreciate each and every one of you this morning. I have been a bit of a fumbling mess this morning, I must admit. I had a late night last night and yeah, I feel a bit all over the place at the moment, but it is what it is. Big up to you, 6382. I'm not even going to attempt your name because I just haven't got a clue. So good day, pal. Being related to a local church, not even the divine intervention is helping. Mate, well, listen, welcome to the channel. Hit the sub if you haven't, smash a like, and yeah, let's all chat Spurs together. Warren's in, saying morning, mate. Good morning to you, Warren. I hope you're good. And Queen Ellie saying Eze has scored 4 Premier League goals and 2 assists. 3 of them, as you know, was against us and his old club, Palace. Yes, it is. It's what we do. We are the gift that keeps on giving. Ghost is saying fans have to remember we have a depleted team with a new manager. Hope they don't turn if we lose to them. Like, yeah, listen, they can't surely. We absolutely need to get behind this team now for the next couple of months. John Stokes says Redknapp has praised and backed Graham Bergvall. I've backed them for ages. Funny how some YouTubers think differently. I'd rather go with a proven manager than want to be don't want to be a football pundit. Listen, it's interesting is that everyone's got a difference of opinions. Listen, I like Gray, I like Bergvall, but again, I don't know, mate. I'm at that point. I'm just kind of a bit like, Spurs players. I want to get myself up for it again. but I just don't feel any connection with any of these Tottenham players, any of them. Like I said, apart from Paulinho, who's not even a Spurs player, and Madison, who hasn't played for over a year. And the only reason I feel connected to him because he's bloody clever and he says exactly what fans want to hear. Um, so yeah, it's one of them at the moment. Wayne says, with each game week going forward, we should have players returning from injury. That's right. We should be getting stronger with each game as long as there is no injuries. We have an international break to help with the injuries. Yes, we are slowly getting players back, mate, aren't we? We're slowly getting players back. So hopefully these players will come back bigger and better than ever. And I think we're going to be fine, guys. I really do. I don't see us going down in any way, shape, or form. I've really cursed us now, I know, but I don't see us going down. Machina Joe says his English is very good. Everyone can watch his press conference for Marseille against Spurs. I'm going to watch it after this. Chris Kylan posted it on his channel. I saw it before I come on, but I didn't have time to watch. So I'm definitely going to watch it after this to see what it's like. I just can't wait to see his first interview in a Spurs boss, to hear what he's going to say. It's going to be interesting. Ken Mehet says, just think Spurs fans might actually be able to get rid of this board when they are in the championship. This is the positive thing, right? You've got to look at the positives. And if we are in the championship, Enoch might actually sell up, which is always a good thing. Shemtam says, anyone who thinks we are too good to go down need to look at Leicester. Won the Premier League, won the FA Cup, and have been in championship ever since and could soon be in League One. Bang on, mate. So many good teams from the Premier League have gone down. You're never too good to go down. And the thing is, a lot of people are saying, if we go down, we'll just come back up. I don't think it's as simple as that. Getting out of the championship is a tough league to get out of. Ricky Villa says Romero staying would be all right with me, but remove him as captain. Too unpredictable and rash. I agree. I don't think he should be captain next season. Let's see if the new manager is brave enough to take the captaincy off him if he stays. John says, I bet half of the so-called injured squad return quicker now Frank's not here. Maybe. That's going to be interesting to see, isn't it? And Kate says, heard that Aston Villa Liverpool want Bergvall. If it's, I don't know if it's true or not. I've heard that as well. Would we be upset if they left? For me, I wouldn't be upset if anyone left. I'll be honest. That's how I'm feeling at the moment. I wouldn't be upset if anyone left. I feel a bit disconnected currently with this club. John says, if it was Aston Villa and Chelsea who wanted Bergvall in the January window, it was Aston Villa. Coys forever. Says, I'm old enough to remember Tudor playing for Juventus. Great mentality on and off the pitch. Hopeful. Coys, yeah, I remember him as well. He was a player. He was hard, tough, and he had a bit about him as well. A lot of people just see him as this hard, aggressive footballer, but he was Croatian, and Croatian players just have a little bit about them. Yeah, I liked him as a player. Good player. Had to look him up because when I saw him as the man, I'm like, who is this guy? I recognized the name, looked him up, and I saw, oh my God, it's him. Yeah, good player. Good player. Chris says, big up to you, Chris. Says, looking at the fixtures, Spurs are not too good to go down. We are not. But I do think, though, we have a lot of players, a lot of games that are very winnable. I think we'll be fine. I really do. I think we'll be fine. Big up to you, Juju. Epic says Romero and Vic need to go. We've let in so many goals with these two at the back. Definitely with you, Vicario. For me, Romero can be great, can be terrible. As I said, I wouldn't be against selling any of them. I'd be disappointed if Van der Ven left, but it is what it is. We're used to it as Spurs fans, right? Big up to you, mate. 911. I'm just going to call you 911. The real, yeah. Okay, the one thing we learned is the players playing now are not good enough. We need at least 14 new players. Until then, will not be any progress. I agree. You're probably going to get 5 or 6 leave in the summer, so we need to replace those 5 or 6, and then we need to buy at least 5 or 6 to improve this team and squad. So it's going to be interesting to see what we do. Pete Vincent, big up to you, mate. Says our players don't have the fight to bounce back from the championship. big risk we'll become the next Sunderland, and that is the fear, isn't it? You know, that is the fear. We are not too big to go down. You know, Sheffield Wednesday back in the day, you know, they're a massive club. People look at Sheffield Wednesday and like laugh, like, really? Sheffield Wednesday were a massive club, and they went down, and we have not seen them since. And that is my fear. That is my fear with Tottenham. Ricky Villa said the championship is mental. My best mate's a Watford fan, and he says that they've been awful all season, and they're still only 3 points off the playoffs. Our privileged pansies will get a wake up call down there. Agreed, 100%, mate. It's mental down in the championship. It really is. I'm just going to clip to a few of the comments. Daniel Field saying, good morning. Good morning to you, Daniel Field. I hope you are well. Hotspur Sam, big up to you, Hotspur Sam. Saying Tudor liked the use of his elbows. Yes, he did. Let's hope he sticks a few elbows into a few of these players, gets them motivated. Kate Rixham says up to 79 likes now. Nice. That's fantastic, guys. Thank you so much. Keep smashing that like. If we can get up to 85, that would be absolutely brilliant. Daniel Phil said Real Madrid are on Poch's tail. Shock air. I don't see Poch going to Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid have a lot better options than Pochettino. That's a step down, isn't it, for Real Madrid to get Pochettino? I'd be surprised, but who knows? William says, morning, Nige. As much as I don't want championship football, this board and lounge bin, I deserve it. Absolutely 100% agree with you guys. I am going to leave it now. I'm going to pass you on to the Two Mark Show. Please stay. And give a like as you go into their room. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Have a great Sunday. Thank you all for joining me. I love you all so much. You are all amazing. Have a great day, guys. And as always, stay positive, stay poised, and stay pure Coys.